So my question is about team building or business building. All of my coaches that I have signed on are reluctant, first of all, to sign on as a coach, even with the discount. I've had to like almost force a couple of the ladies to like, here, take the discount, take the money, take the money. And so finally they did, but all of my coaches have kind of already told me that they do not want to join as a coach on the business side. So I don't know how to encourage them, and I keep, trying to say, hey, you would be great at this. And so I would like to know more about how could I go about doing that.
I don't know.
Yep. I was just about to say, Danny, I'm going to let you go first. You go.
Okay. So if you haven't listened to my National Wake Up Call I did 3 weeks ago, I would highly encourage you to do that. So whatever you talk about is what people want from you. So whenever I feel stuck in my business, I have to take a step back and look at what I'm doing. And if I'm not doing the things that I want people to join me to do, then it's pretty much always on me, right? If I'm being the best coach I can possibly be, which means I'm talking about coaching, I'm talking about the business, I'm talking about the positive effects that coaching is having on my life, my family. If I'm talking about all those things, those are going to be what people want from me. So if you aren't talking about building a business, you're not going to bring in people who want to build a business. If you're only talking about a discount, don't be confused why people who are signing up as coaches don't want to build a business with you. So for me, my social media and everything I talk about is through the lens of a coach, because I want women who want to do this with me. So I have to be crystal clear on exactly what it means and what it takes to build this business so that I find the high caliber people that I'm looking for. That I'm not finding people who are coming in and are like, I'm nervous to post on social media. Like, okay, that's not who I'm looking for in any way, right? I'm looking for women who are achievers, who want more, who probably are killing it at their current job, but feel bored or feel stuck, right? Like people who want more in life, those are the people that I'm looking for. So those are the things I have to talk about. And at the end of the day, it comes back to me. What am I talking about? What am I doing? What am I achieving? How is this business helping me? If I'm showing all those things consistently, not just one day and then, well, nobody signed up, so I guess I won't ever talk about coaching again, right? No, it's every day, all day, 24/7. That's what I'm talking about, because this is one of the biggest joys in my life is the business side. And so I talk about those things. I will help you. So I want women who want to do those same things with me. And you can find people who want to build a business, but really what you're looking for is incredible people that you can teach the business to.
Okay, thank you.
I love that. You're looking for incredible people to teach the business to.
Amen. And I think the only thing I would add, I love that Danny went first because I was going to say all those things. So I'm just going to go to the other thing I was going to say. I think sometimes when it comes to like finding builders, getting our builders to do things, any question along those lines, we like make it this super complicated separate thing. Let's rephrase that question about a challenger. What do? I have 8 challengers and I can't get any of them to show up in my groups. No matter what content I do, no matter how much I ask about their goals, they won't reply to me. I can't get them to check into my groups. I guess there's no challengers in the whole world who want to do this. No. Like your brain would like, well, I just need to get some new challengers. Like, and I need to get some new people in there and set that expectation from the start that I'm looking for people who want to engage in this group. So I should show the community, I should show the group so that people want the resources. They want to look at it. They want to like, that's what you would tell your brain when you're not I've been in the headspace of like, I just must suck and everyone hates me. Like, we're not talking about that headspace. But, so when we get like discounters who don't want this, that happens to me. I have discounters that don't want this. That doesn't mean that I have no one in my team that wants this, though. That means I just go find the people who do want it, because there are people who just don't want this. And that's not a reflection of us. It's not our job to make someone do this. It's our job to be here when they're ready to do it and to show what's possible and to be that example. And then if they want it, great. If not, great. But we can't like just drag the same discounters over and over and over again. You got to go find new people.
I wanted to touch on something else Danny had mentioned, something about kind of being confident in yourself. So, and attracting those business builders, right? So being confident in your posts, don't be the shy one, right? Be vulnerable and get comfortable with who you are, because the more you do that from the outside looking in, you're going to attract those people that can post the same way, right? That are ready to post the same way. They're not going to be shy. If you're going to show up reserved, then you're going to attract the people that are the same way, right? Okay, so who else wants to go? Veronica, did you? Okay, so how about working your business while still trying to build your team? Can you ladies touch on that? Because I know that can get messy. Organization with the team, and then still holding your Success Club points, still hitting your numbers, but then helping your team members hit their Success Club, hold their team members and all that. Can you guys touch on that?
So I'll start. So I have an assistant that helps me a little bit. So because I am someone who's not afraid to admit I can't do it all. I have someone who helps me clean my house because I need help. And I have someone who mows my lawn because I need help. And I have someone who helps me with my business because I need help. So because I think that there's a quote from, I think it's from Stephen R. Covey, about it doesn't matter how shiny and beautiful the ladder is and how tall it is. If you climb that ladder and you realize you had it leaned against the wrong building, you're still standing on top of the wrong building. So you need to know what your definition of success is. And for me, it means I have an assistant, so I have more time to be the mom I want to be. So that being said, I have an assistant that helps me with a lot of my, some of my income producing activities. She helps me with some of my invites. More than anything, she helps me find who it is I want to invite. So she goes through my followers. She goes through who's liking my stuff. She goes through my story watchers, and she makes lists, and then I invite them when it's time for me to work my business. She does a lot of my connections. She knows how to expand. She does a lot of that stuff for me. So, that being said, I have a tracker just like everybody else, that when it's time to sit down and work my business, that I'm doing the things that only I can do, that I'm working on my mindset. I'm doing my invites. I'm doing the extra connections with my team, with my challengers. I'm the one who checks into my group. I have a list of stuff that I am working from a list, and I made my list in the order that it needs to be done, because my assistant can't drink my Shakeology for me. My assistant cannot follow To Be Mindset for me. My assistant cannot make sure I push play on my workout. My assistant cannot make sure I did my personal development and my affirmations and that my mindset's in the right place. So I make sure that I'm doing the things I need to do. I'm the one who replies to my inbox, whatever. And at the bottom, then there's a box that says provide value for my team. And it's just one little box, but that is my and 18 hours of my day could be spent on this one little box. Cause like Danny said, that's one of my favorite parts of the business, is mentoring my team. And so it's like my reward that I get to do after I move my business forward. And I am part of I don't know if you guys are in this thing too. There's a bunch of superstars and elite coaches that do live power hours 3 times a day. And my team is because I'm in the MICA umbrella, and I guess I lead one of them too, we do those. So I haven't been very good at it recently, but up until a week ago, when I'll be totally honest, this week's been a little hard for me too. Previous to that, I was on the 7 a.m. one, and I would get up, and from 7 to 8, that is my business time. My kids don't need me. My husband doesn't need me. I've already done my workout. My team doesn't need me. And I don't have a call scheduled, that I can go as hard as possible on my business. And then through the rest of the day, that's when the time is spent on my team or with my family, and weaving from there. But if I never get another second to work my business, my income producing activities got done. My connections, my invites, my follow-ups, and expanding my network happened in that hour, because those things need to happen. So assistant, and then I'll let Danny go. So it's just someone in Micah's team. I went into Micah's, I think I went into Micah's diamond page and asked if anyone had a coach in their down. She's not looking for new clients. Otherwise I'd send you guys her info. So she's just a coach who has decided that she'd rather spend her time working on my business than working on her own. Not 100% sure why, because she knows whatever. That's neither here nor there. And it's great because she talks like me. She sounds like me. So when she does connections, she sounds like me. So it's great. She knows how the back office works. So she emails my free leads, and she knows how to look at story watchers because she does stories too. So she can make lists of the people, and then there are certain qualifications she looks for, so she knows who to send invites to. But it's just a coach in the team that I trained, so that it took like 20 minutes to train her because she's a coach. She already knows a lot of the things. I asked in Micah's team page if anyone in their downline was looking for some extra assistant work, and that's how I found my girl. And I pay her more. She does assistant work for another coach in the team too. I pay her $12 an hour, so it's not anything crazy. There's a lot of assistants out there that I've had a lot of people approach me that, hey, I started a business. It's only $35 an hour. Are you looking? Oh, hell no, I'm not. Good try though. And you let me know if that works for you, boo. That was really snotty. So it's not like it's a crazy amount. And she does like an hour a day. Like it's not, but that's an hour of my life that the right activities in my business got done. She doesn't overthink it. She's not stressed about what if they reply back and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I hired my assistant right at the same time I hired my house cleaner, and I pushed those two things off my plate, and it made like all the difference in the whole world. Anyway, okay, that's my thoughts. Danny, go.
So for me, I just believe that my job is to be the best coach that I can. And for me, I am a type 3. So I literally want to achieve. I want my name in lights. I want all the fucking medals. I want it all, right? Like that is me. That doesn't have to be you, but I just think that speed of the leader, speed of the pack. So if I'm falling back, if I'm not hitting Success Club, if I'm not consistently bringing on new women to the team, then why would my coaches do that? They wouldn't, because they're going to do what I do, and I'm never going to ask my coaches to do something that I'm not doing. So for me, my goals are very set in stone every single month of what I'm trying to achieve. I don't expect my coaches to hit the same numbers or recruit the same amount of coaches as me, but I do expect them to hit Success Club and go Emerald again, aka bring in 2 new coaches to their team. For me, I'm trying to hit Success Club 40 and go Diamond again. And that's just the pace that I've set for myself to show my team that if a new coach comes on and I say, hey, you need to go Diamond in 30 days, I can say that because I do it every freaking month, right? I know that it's possible because I'm doing it. And again, you set your own pace. You figure out for you what kind of leader you want to be. And again, I'm not saying you have to hit huge Success Club numbers. I don't expect that, but I will tell you, when I leveled myself up, it gave permission to my team to level up as well. Because when I hit big Success Club numbers, all of a sudden they're hitting bigger Success Club numbers. Why? Because I showed them it was possible. So I know at the end of the day, if I'm being the best freaking coach on the team, which is my goal, that my team will follow suit. So I always take care of my business first before I pour into others, right? Like I'm already in Success Club. I've already gone Emerald again for this month, right? So now my team's like, okay, Danny did that on the first day of the month. Like I better get on there. And we have 27 coaches already on the board, right? So what I do, they will do 25% of. So I have to be 100% all the time if I want them to do anything, right? So I just believe that I just keep getting better. They will get better. And then the people I bring in will be better from the start. And that's just my philosophy.
I love it. From day one, I read that quote that you just mentioned, speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, and it has never left my brain. So I knew I always had to be ahead of my team. So that's always been my goal too. But you can give so much, and then you're like, well, they're not hitting these numbers either, right? And so that was another reason why we did this call, because I wanted to pick your brains too. So I'm loving all this. Okay, anybody else?
So I have a question. Well, it's not really a question. So with that, all of that being said, so I have a few coaches who are like, they do all of the things. They post every day. They invite every day. They like do all of the things, but they're just not having the success that they want, I guess. So like they'll hit like Success Club 2 or 4, but like won't keep coaches, or but they're doing everything. So I don't know how I can help them, because I'm able to keep my coaches and keep my coaches getting into Success Club, and I'm able to continue to invite and, continue to hit the things that I want to hit. But I don't know how to help someone who I see is doing all of the things, but just not getting the success that I'm getting, when it's supposed to be like what I'm doing is supposed to be duplicatable. So I feel like she's doing all the things, she's just not getting the success that I'm getting, even though it's supposed to be duplicatable.
Okay, we're gonna start sassy. I'm gonna give a sassy answer, and then I'm sure Danny will come in and give something great. I think the concept of they're doing everything is bullshit. It's Ashley Molstad doesn't do everything. Melanie Mitra doesn't do everything. Holly Hillier doesn't do everything. So that right there in my head, as someone who we didn't really talk about our stories, my 5-year coaching anniversary was Monday, and I'm only a 2-time elite coach. I was stuck for 3 years because I was doing everything. No one will stick around. No one will purchase. I'm only hitting Success Club 6 on the last day of the month, but I'm doing everything. And I'd get on the national wake-up call with these superstar top 10, 7-figure blah, blah, blah coaches and hear this stuff and be like, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. It just doesn't work for me. I'm doing that. Well, guess what the problem was, Ashley? You think you're doing everything and you're not open to anything because you're so focused on looking for what you're doing instead of looking for what I was doing wrong. And I went to a retreat that concept lit in my head that ooh, maybe I should look for what I could be better about that. I feel like that's what the conversation on social media is right now, is that we're looking for ooh, I didn't realize that I was saying that, or that I was doing ooh, I could be better about that. That's what I do in my business. That's what flipped is ooh, I don't do that. So when I watch a video from Alana, I'm again, to the core. Alana is my favorite human being on the planet. And I just finished You Can Drop It, immediately turned around and started it again. And I'm finding the I don't do that. I could do that. Rather than well, I do that. How come I don't? So that in my head is always a red flag. When one of my coaches comes to me and goes, I'm doing everything, it's not working. Okay, well, I can tell you right now, there's problem number 1. We don't even need to look at a tracker. I don't need to look at conversations. I don't need to look at your journey. I don't need to hear how much weight you've lost in the last week. I don't need to hear what you're eating. I don't need to hear what time of day you're having your Shakeology. I don't need to see a connection. I don't need to know how many people you've added to your network this week. I know right there, something's up in your mindset, that you think there's nothing you can improve on and that there's no areas where you could learn. That right there is a big problem. That's a big problem. So anyway, that's my sassy answer. As someone who was stuck for 3 years, that was my biggest beam that was in my eye. I hate that phrase. And as someone, I'm in Micah Folsom's downline, that I have never, ever, ever, ever heard Micah say the phrase, I'm doing all the things. Micah comes in all the time and tells us, oh, you guys, I didn't realize that, look at this awesome graphic I found, and I tweaked it in my flow when I'm giving someone information, and I'm getting a lot more people responding back. You guys should try this. That Micah implemented the system that's really big, or I don't know, in my head she created it, about the connections that you add them to collections on Instagram and whatever, because she wasn't being intentional with who she was connecting with. So she came in and shared with us, guys, I wasn't being intentional. I figured the system out. You guys should try this. So I try to lead the same way, that I'm constantly coming in and telling my team, guys, I didn't realize my morning routine, I was doing this thing and I tweaked it and it's helping me so much. You guys should try this. That I'm constantly reminding my team, ooh, I didn't realize I was doing this wrong. I fixed it and it's working. You guys should try it. So that my team realizes I don't think I'm above learning. If Micah, who she's keeping this super under wraps, she just went into Superstar 3 qualification, she'll be the 5th coach in company history to go Superstar 3. And If she never comes in and tells us, I'm doing all the things, I don't know why no one will go diamond, the reason she has 75 diamonds is because that phrase never comes out of her mouth. So that's, anyway, super sassy.
No, that was amazing. It really was. So really quick, I want to just cap on what you said. So when somebody comes to you and says, I'm doing all the things, what's that sentence line that you come back out with?
I say, well, I'm not doing all the things. So can you tell me what that looks like? Because I don't do all the things, and I'd like to know what it is that I could be better at, because I know I don't do them all. And that instantly gets like but you hit Success Club 50 last month. And well, but I saw how many of your
Right.
Wait, you don't do all the things? And then there's nothing they can say back to that. Like, and it takes some digging sometimes. I have coaches who they are checking all the boxes, and that there are like not necessarily the obvious whatevers, but that as we go, that it turned, like one of them, for example, I love her. This is like my greatest like success story. She's been checking all the boxes for months. She has a 70-pound weight loss transformation. She's killing 2B mindset. She shows up every day in her stories. She's posting, connecting, inviting, expanding, SC0 every month after month after month after month. That I'm like, what in the freaking hell is happening? Like, she's on the team calls. She's doing PD. Cannot figure out what it is. So we started doing one-on-ones, kind of started figuring out there's some belief issues. And then it came up. She is terrified to talk to warm market. She only invites absolute strangers she has never spoken to before, started a brand new Instagram that had 0 followers. And so they're all cold market. So she's getting engagement, she's inviting, she's connecting, but it's 100% cold. And I challenged her to take it to Facebook. She hit SC6 in 3 days after never hitting in her whole life SC6 in 3 days. Because, and again, that took some freaking digging to figure out what it was. But she was talking to cold market, like, and 0 warm. And she was like, dude, why did I wait so long to post on Facebook? And I'm like, I don't know, because I told you to do this from whatever, it's fine. We figured it out, good job. So sometimes it's I know where the narrative comes from. I'm doing all the things, because I think in our heads, I'm checking all the boxes. But we don't, PD is not a box. Like PD is, it's that, and even following 2B mindset or doing your workout, just because you push play and sat on the couch and watched it is not the same as beating your personal best and upping your weight and like whatever. Or even if you push your play to say you did it, but you didn't challenge yourself, like technically you checked the box that you did your workout, but those can look different. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm a big believer in, my team knows that's like a swear word. Like you do not come to me and tell me you're doing all the things.
No, I love it. That was great. Danny, did you want to touch on any of that?
Yeah. It's hard because there's such like a fine line of, like she said, checking the boxes, but actually making it a value. So yeah, you might be showing up on social media every single day, but you're not sharing your workouts because you're not owning up to where you are in your fitness journey, right? You're just posting a sweaty selfie possibly, or a makeup selfie that says new group starting, take this poll. But we didn't, like we literally have no effing clue what you're talking about because you've shown us nothing. Or every post is like, I'm looking for 5 ladies, DM me. 5 ladies for what? What are you doing? So I think it's such a fine line, but they're like, I am posting, I am on stories, I am inviting people, but maybe you're saying weird ass shit in your invites, right? Like maybe you're scaring people and like super creepy and salesy, right? So you could be doing the things, but you're not doing them correctly, right? You're not adding any value. You're not showing anyone any social proof. You're not on your journey. So I can't follow along and be a part of it because I don't see a journey to be a part of, right? And I think at the end of the day, even like she said, if you have incredible weight loss, you are actually really doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, the vital behaviors. If you don't believe in it, You could send 15 million invites and nobody's going to sign up because they feel that energy from you. If you're not convicted in what you're doing and so solid that this is going to work, this is going to happen for you, it doesn't matter how many invites you send. It doesn't matter, because people feel your energy and they know you don't believe it, so they don't believe in you. And they're going to join a coach who does believe it, right? So you might be doing all those same things, but if you don't believe it, it's a wash.
Amen. Okay, so we have like 1 minute left. Perfect. Just so you ladies, actually, Danny, the ladies on this call, they are all in 6-star diamond qual. So they're like, some are on week 3, some are on week 4. Can you ladies end with a tip to hold this 6 weeks? I know, of course, first and foremost, add more coaches, keep adding people, but is there anything you guys can touch on?
So a nugget I learned from Danny in the National Wake Up Call 3 weeks ago. My team is still raving about that. P.S. That was like one of my favorite National Wake Up Calls. And I do not say that phrase lightly. Is talk. People want what you have. I could sell Energize to a homeless person if they watched my stories for 3 days, because they'd see that, like, dude, she drinks that yellow stuff every freaking day. What is this yellow stuff? Where, how come I'm getting, and I don't really get pushback about Recover. I get asked about Recover a lot because I'm in MBF. Guys, get ready. JB can tell you, get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm terrified of my stairs every day because trying to climb out of my basement is a real thing. And so every day I'm like, okay, I need to go get my Recover. Like, it's at the point I want to like bring my Recover down to my gym with me and just store my Recover in my gym because I can't climb the stairs to get to my kitchen. So I don't have a hard time talking about Recover. I have never sold a creatine in my life. I have never sold, and Shakeology, I've been getting some pushback about Shakeology, and I am obsessed with Shakeology. I have can't really talk about it because of the whole FDA disclaimer thing. Shakeology absolutely changed my life, and I will drink Shakeology for the rest of my life, even if they raise it to like $1,000 a month. I will never stop drinking Shakeology. But I get really in my head about talking about it, and Danny's National Wake Up Call was very eye-opening for me, that if you're not talking about it, they don't realize how much you believe in it. And so when that changed to, I'm going to talk about Energize and Recover and the bars and collagen and Shakeology every day in my stories, my volume totally climbed. I get people who want the deluxe instead of just the base challenge pack because they realize they can get Shakeology, Energize, and Recover. So big tip for holding through qual, talk about all the things because people are going to want all the things. Maybe they don't need Shakeology right now, but that doesn't mean they're going to go inactive. They can order bars. They can order Energize and Recover. Dude, mixed berry, I heard somebody say it tastes like Skittles. I feel like that's a very good way to describe it. It is delightful. And I'm not team fruit punch. Like, I am lemon to the core, and I'm obsessed with mixed berry. The only reason I'm drinking lemon is because I'm out of mixed berry. It's supposed to be here today. So my next dose is going to be here because I already went through the first one. It's fine. I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. So talk about multiple things would be my tip so that people stay active on more than Shakeology, because people's discount applies to more than Shakeology. Wear the apparel line. Show them the clothes that they can buy. Like, I get asked a lot. This is a Beachbody shirt. I get asked a lot where I get my workout shirts. I'm very intentional about buying lots of Beachbody's clothes so that I can refer people to Beachbody's apparel line. And that those things, I mean, they don't keep everybody active, but they help keep my people active because people are wanting more than just Shakeology, because I don't just drink Shakeology. So anyway, that's that. Okay, Danny.
Okay. So this last qual that we just went through was like the least stressful qual I've ever had, which is nice. So for my team, I do a product of the month. For every 10 or 15 orders, depending on what it is, I will do a gift card for $10. So all they have to do is order that product and then drop their order number. It's a great way to get coaches to try something outside of Shakeology and Energize so that they can talk about it, so they can help their customers try those things, right? So my team is very motivated by swag and prizes. So I know that. So I do things that require them to work their business to get swag and prizes. So figure out what your team is motivated by. And then as far as like specific qual, I put all of the diamonds and me in a thread. We did solid by Sunday. So every Sunday, say in the thread if you're solid in your thing. If not, let's figure out how to do it right. And of course, I'm checking 16 times a day as if it's going to change. So I'm checking, making sure that everything's okay. And then every Thursday, we Zoomed at 7:30 a.m. and had mimosas. You didn't have to have a mimosa. I certainly did. I had plenty of mimosas. It was awesome. Just to keep that camaraderie up and make them realize that you are a part of something really, really big. This isn't just about me. The day we went 6-star, I'm like, this is our day. This is our team. Our team did it, right? And they kept trying to be like, no, this is your day. And I'm like, no, this is our day. I never say my team. I always say our team. Even to coach prospects, I say, you're going to love our team. I never say my team because I'm nothing without my team. Like I could hit Success Club 1 million and it wouldn't matter. That doesn't make me a success. The team makes me a success. So I just make it all about them. And then a lot of coaches who went diamond, they're like, what's the next step, right? They think, okay, now I'm 2-star. And I'm like, shit, we got to get this diamond solid AF. So their goal again in that 6 weeks was to go diamond again. So giving them those next step goals that aren't like, when you're an emerald and you're like, okay, now you got to go diamond. You're like, whoa, I literally just signed up my mom and my dad. And now I have to sign 6 coaches and help 2 of them sign coach. Like that's a lot of pressure, right? So just go diamond again, because that's what they're in control of. So giving them that next step, I think, and most of them did, honestly. So making their diamonds solid AF and making qual for them seem easy is going to help them move forward when their diamonds start popping.
I love it. You guys rock. This was very, very helpful. So I recommend you guys all go follow Danny and Ashley and start stalking their pages. I will send Danny's National Wake Up Call to you guys in the thread so you guys can go watch that because I didn't get to see it myself. So I'm excited to go check that out. So thank you ladies so much. That was awesome. I appreciate you all for showing up today. And here's to qualification. Let's lock it in. Bye guys.